Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I had an unusual thing happen this afternoon. I left work and my tire gauge went from 29 pounds of pressure in one of my tires down to 6, and like right away I had to pull over. So I'm like, okay, what do? I have no jack, right? I discovered I had no jack. And so I went into a business and they had like a code, and then you had to enter your email and your phone number and your name and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, this isn't working. So I went across the street to another place, and a woman came out and she had AAA, and she called AAA, and then it was going to take 40 minutes for them to get there, but it wound up only taking 9 minutes. And I met her. Her name was Johanna, I think, and then Harold was with her. And they stood there in the cold breeze and waited with me while they arrived. And they changed my tire. And then I got to go on to Les Schwab and get it fixed and all that stuff. But it was really wonderful how when this happened, I like instantly, I'm like, oh no, I don't have a jack, right? And I'm in an industrial complex. So I was calling Les Schwab, trying to get people, on the road and stuff. But this just wound up being perfect. And this woman, she utilized her own service on my behalf, waited in the cold with me and this other person while they arrived, and turned what could have been a panic moment into a pleasurable moment. I met nice people, you know, and they shared their gifts with me willingly of their own free will. And they were smiling and laughing, and we were visiting, and it was great. And then when I got to Les Schwab, they got me right in, and he fixed the tire, and didn't even cost me anything. So, oh, and then there was the guy from AAA who actually changed the tire. So that's 4 people that I met today during what could have been a minor crisis, I suppose. And it turned out to be this fabulous adventure where I got to have fun conversations, with people that otherwise I would not have. And so I'd like to remind everybody that if you are challenged and tested, which we all are, especially at this time, to that song, don't let them, I can't sing right now, but it's like, don't let them win. Hey now, hey now. Anyway, so that song started going through my mind, and I just like, okay, what am I going to do? Right. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go ask for help. What else do you do? And it just turned out so good. So I would like to remind you that if you are in a position that is causing your heart to race, and you're like, your mind is like, your first instinct is like, what am I going to do? Settle yourself and calmly start figuring out solutions. Don't focus on the problem, focus on the solution. And you'll be pleasantly surprised. That being said, I pulled some cards, and I wanted to make sure that I got this message out there for you. So I started it over. And this first card here in the central energy is the Three of Cups. So we've got celebration and happiness, challenged by the Emperor, who is a father figure. He's about structure and rules. So I guess he's keeping an eye on this celebration. In the subconscious, we've got the Ace of Wands. So there's this, the potential beginnings and this urge to create new opportunities. And so, yeah, and this is what, and here it says it's pioneering, leading, alpha, dominance, ambitious, and originality. So, yeah. In the recent past, we've got the Star. So there's been a renewal, or rejuvenation. The intention and expectation, though, is the Four of Cups. So it could be that you're in a contemplative mode, or perhaps you've just disconnected yourself and are sitting there thinking. In the near future, we've got somebody in a Nine of Swords, so they're suffering anxiety, and some despair, perhaps. The lens that's being looked through is the Ten of Cups reversed. So there's domestic disharmony and struggling relationships. In the environment, we have a Nine of Cups, which is a wish come true. So, completion and beginnings, right? Time for optimism. And we have here in the hopes and fears, we've got the High Priestess. So, the Divine Feminine, right? High morals. And the outcome is the Ace of Cups. So it's love, proposal, and marriage. And in the outgoing energy, we have here the the Eight of Pentacles. So there could be a new job opportunity, a new skill set being developed. So there's a celebration. Vanity. Are vain people celebrating right now? And they're being challenged by a respected leader, the Emperor. They're celebrating. Yeah, they're challenged by this Emperor who's a leader. Their celebration is being challenged. So there's this new opportunity, the Ace of Wands, new projects, power. They weren't able to be you. They weren't able to be you. Like maybe there's a celebration because this vain person wasn't able to be you. And we've got the Star here in the recent past. And the Snake. A snake right there, man. Right up by that star. The intention is what? There's a disconnect. Let's see. Perfection, academic. Something was done perfectly. Something was done perfectly. There is a Nine of Swords here. Somebody's in anxiety, feeling hopeless. Could be a religious puppet master. They're having nightmares. There's shattered dreams here. And a disconnect. Addictions. A Nine of Cups in the upright. A wish come true. For a wise guy. Or there's a wise guy here in the vicinity. Got the High Priestess here, Divine Feminine. What's she doing? She's not a witch. And the Ace of Cups. And somebody's trying to find the location of this new love. There's going to be a visitation. You don't have to do anything. Justice is going to be served by the home front regarding the spiritual throne for this tribe. Who are Arcana? I guess they're going to be the new drivers in the limelight. So there's a celebration here because this mature woman, this mature woman is vain. This vain, mature woman didn't get the message. She's challenged by the emperor, who's a leader, who's in the leadership role. Like he's like the leader, the big guy, the main male. There's an Ace of Wands here. So there's desire and willpower and new opportunities. And they, this mature woman was not able to be you. Couldn't be you. They were expecting it, but it didn't happen. She didn't get the marriage. The main male was like, get out of here, skank. You're not the one for me. You're a knockoff. So you got the star here with the snake, and it looks to me like perhaps, well, first of all, let's just see this. This snake is an immature man hounding this star. And it looks to me like this star is seen as wise, perfect. And it could be that the intention here has been a disconnection from that snake. There is a courtship here. That snake wanted your courtship, but he got disconnected from it. Perfectly. By the book. Yeah, this religion of this puppeteer is suffering despair. They're a false person. They're in a Nine of Swords. They're having struggling relationships. They're in a Ten of Cups reversed. They have addictions. Huh. We got pathway here. They're trying to get on your pathway, but they got disconnected. I don't know. There's a wise guy here in the environment with this Nine of Cups. Who's the wise guy? Something on the distant horizons. High Priestess is not a witch. An official person. Somebody's trying to find, they're spying on the location of this love, of this Ace of Cups. Now. Great fortune. Yeah, it's an Ace of Cups. It's a great fortune. And there are these lurkers here, lurking. Oh, that could be put to an end. That could be coming to an end. That could be an end to them messing around with information about this child or this new beginning. They might be in despair and in bad health. They're expecting imprisonment for the things they did in a family room. They're under adjudication for what they were doing against this main female, who is the partner of this main male emperor leader. Emperor. This privileged lady is coming into sudden wealth. She may very well be the gift, the star. Those who worked against her are in the courthouse right now. There could be a wealthy man in the house. And this person is concerned about this community of high honor people. Why? Because he did work trying to get their path. And their income. And now he can't get her out of his thoughts because he's facing poverty. And she's going on to this new love relationship, and that's going to change everything. Yep, that's an end to that stuff. So there's a celebration because this vain, mature woman didn't get the message. She didn't get the invitation. She didn't get something. She feels shattered about this situation. The main male leader, emperor, is like, he's like, no, thank you. And there's a celebration about that. Ego. She's challenged by it. She has a big ego. Lots of pride. So she wasn't able to be you, and she wasn't able to steal your marriage. So that's an unexpected outcome for her. She's a mirror reflection of you. And look at that. She's deeply in shadows. That's not even a good reflection. How could it even be unexpected? I mean, so, and he feels he's inseparable from his main female. He knows who she is, and that ain't it. That certainly, that shady little character isn't the star. What do you mean? What do you mean I can't fool you? What do you mean you don't see me as the star? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So this snake, who's an immature man, he's seeking forgiveness because he sabotaged himself. By what? Sending in a duplicate? Sending in a fraud? His intention was to disconnect you from that courtship. His intention was to disconnect this star from this courtship. He thought he did it perfectly. He did it according to the book. But he sabotaged himself, and now he's seeking forgiveness. Yeah, and he still thinks there's unfinished business. He's like, he's not going to stop. So you got this religious puppet master who's a false person in some trauma and despair. They're in fear, anxiety, maybe depressed, having nightmares. They're looking for an escape. They didn't get the 10 of Cups. They're in domestic disharmony, like there could be a lot of fighting in the house. There's a lot of addictions. They were wanting your pathway. Yeah, they wanted your pathway of reciprocity, but they don't have the capacity to reciprocate. So, how could they possibly get on that pathway? So, there's the wise guy here with the wish come true on the distant horizons. Third party. Third party. He wants to get in on your wish come true as a third party. You're the high priestess. You're not a witch. You're an official person. Or you don't do dark magic. Maybe you just don't do dark magic. You've got responsibilities or you're coming into them. Maybe your official role will be managing circumstances that families require. I don't know, perhaps. But there's an Ace of Cups here that's a great fortune, and somebody's spying on the location. And they have habits. And there's some secrets. Regarding this reunion. You know what they say, you'll know what you need to know when you need to know it, and nothing more than that. And there's reasons behind that, I'm certain. There's somebody feels that they've made mistakes and they still have hope that they can get together with you. They've been thinking and they want to tell you the truth about a soul contract and some disagreements. About a soul tie that is irreplaceable. How chemistry was damaged. How he became a chaser because he was unsatisfied, or maybe being a chaser he was unsatisfied. I don't know. It's time. It's time. It's too late to change anything now. Somebody feels unappreciated because you are entering into this commitment. They feel neglected and confused. They're in regret. They feel unworthy. They're indecisive. Their heart is broken. They want to fix the connection. And they want to run away. People are gossiping about it. They feel overwhelmed. They're on the shadow side. They're guilty. Their money, their values were all about money. And they're daydreaming about a missed opportunity. And they've been detached, or you're detached from them, and they want to call you and have a conversation. They're reminiscing about the past. They want to tell you they see your side of the story. They want to start a new chapter with you. It could have been that they held something back. Maybe they feel like they should have expressed themselves better. I guess what he thinks it's destiny that you're together, and through all of this dishonesty and this absence, you just chose self love, whatever that means, man. So there's a celebration regarding this marriage. This mature woman who's a vain person, she did not get the invitation or the message or the proposal. She feels shattered about it. She's challenged because she has a big ego. She's full of pride, and this main male who's who's a leader, he's an emperor. He's like, he doesn't want her. She's not the real deal. She's a shadowy reflection of the real thing. So he didn't marry her. Compromise? Yeah, there's two. There's two. Like there's two, and he has to choose between the two, right? And she was hoping that she could replace you. But he was like, nah, that's not you. She isn't you. You know, parents sometimes when they have twins, and they're identical twins and they have these things, and I guess the world sometimes has difficulty telling them apart. But they know. And if this main male leader emperor, obviously he's not stupid, has an inseparable soul tie with this star, then he knows that this duplicate isn't her. And she's not even a decent reflection. Yeah. She was trying to steal the money. She wanted the money. Something about a schedule. This immature man who is a snake sabotaged himself, and he's asking for forgiveness. Yeah. He's not optimistic. His intention was to disconnect this star from this courtship. It could be that the people he was working with, they didn't work well together, or they didn't work with him. They didn't help. There's still things to resolve and discuss. So this religious false person is looking for an escape. They're in despair. They're in fear, depression, nightmares. Something about fate. Pride. Vow. Yeah, see, in the lens it's being looked through. So you've got a relationship of reciprocity. The path is open for relationships of reciprocity, and it's for spiritual unions, faithful spiritual unions. But this person is a freaking addict, and they tried to steal your 10 of Cups. So many freaking wise guys out here. Yeah, this wise guy has a bright idea on the distant horizons with this third party situation. This high priestess is not lonely. She doesn't do. She's not on the darker side of things. She's not a dark witch. She could be an official person who manages responsibilities regarding the family. Yeah. So there's an Ace of Cups, a great fortune. She's sleeping well, and there's a blessing. And somebody with habits are spying. Third wheel parties. Third wheel parties, spying on your alliances and your friends. What are they trying to do? They trying to get in there and bribe them, cause them illness, bribe them, coach them. But that could be coming to an end, because this family persevered through through challenges caused by rituals and disturbances. Somebody did this kind of thing as a profession, but they were stubborn. They remained calm. And of course, these ones remained in their pride. They're protesting because you're relaxed. They're stressed out. Maybe they're, ooh, they might be stressed out because they might have lost something, a pet, maybe a home. They were all up in their imagination, trying to cause you conflict. And natural disasters, getting you separated from people who love you. But this was training. There's evidence of what they did. You're okay. Those who tried to dominate you might be having an accident, and they're bound to their commitments. They're apologizing for their strategies because they're in a nightmare. Are they praying now? They're praying. They're doing a lot of praying. They're frightened. Praying to God. You're moving on into your wealth and your real estate and your marriage and your self-love. Those ones fell into their trap. They fell into their own trap. And you're coming into your family. You earned your merit. So you get your vitality, mercy, and a promise. What? Is there blind justice? Is there? What is this? Those who wear masks are going through withdrawals. Yeah. We're going to put these ones back. Oh, that's heavy, man. Heavy. We're at 41 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off, and I'll see you all on the next one.